African problems require solutions by Africans from Africa. That's according to an international non-governmental organization, AGCO. The organization's Metti Richenhagen is currently in South Africa visiting agricultural projects in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, that was launched in 2018 to help address hunger challenges in various countries. To tell us more about some of the initiatives that the organization is focused on, I'm joined in studio by Metti Richenhagen, who's the Managing Director of the Agricultural Foundation. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Talk to us about how the foundation started working here, and particularly in KwaZulu-Natal.
Yes, the AGCO Agriculture Foundation was established in 2018, and our first flagship program is actually in South Africa. So we have decided to give the very first AGCO Agriculture Foundation Award to the Umzinga community and the Bale Zondo Foundation for their impact on local farmers. They've done an amazing job by empowering female emerging farmers on the ground. So with our foundation, we are all in support of developing sustainable agriculture development in developing communities such as this one.
Why is that important?
It is important because we have a saying that we believe leading Africa by Africans from Africa. So we believe that we have the highest impact opportunity for agricultural development by using local leadership and local expertise to identify local needs and have a maximized impact locally in Africa.
When we speak about that impact, the African Development Bank Group says there's about $35 billion at least to be made from agriculture across the continent. And when we're facing challenges such as our sluggish at best economic growth, that's often a solution, but there's a challenge between agriculture as a way of making money and the practical implementation of that.
Yes, I think best practices and training. We always say training, and agribusiness is very important. We don't believe in free handouts. So when we provide anything with the foundation now, which is funding, which comes with training and an holistic approach. So I think educating farmers on the ground, how they can actually optimize their production in order to attract funding from those institutions is very important, and making those communities self-sufficient. I think there is a lot of, like you said, money laying around, but it needs to be put into the right courses with the highest impact opportunities, and it needs to be made sure that whenever we leave those communities, they are self-sufficient, particularly in farming.
How would you identify groups that need to be rewarded as you have done? And also, what advice would you give to someone who's considering farming but is worried about that funding and those startup costs that you've just spoken about?
I would say that always stay within your expertise. I'm not a big fan of spreading your expertise over many different areas, spreading your knowledge thin. Stay within your expertise for the highest impact opportunity. Now, when it comes to farming, we offer our agronomists actually travel to those communities with very limited expertise in order to provide, it starts from soil analysis all the way to building up a farm plan. So I think getting the support that's needed is very important.
One of the challenges facing food and agriculture, as well as agricultural economy, is climate change. What kind of a challenge is this? Is it something that everyone needs to be worried about now? Is it something that's going to come in the future and doesn't really need to be worried about now?
I think it's definitely on our agenda right now. When it comes to farming, we have a very specific window where we can optimize our production and productivity. So keeping climate change in mind is very important by looking at climate change through precision planting technology that we offer. We offer a lot of smart solutions as well as artificial intelligence when it comes to agriculture development.
There's often a saying that when women are empowered, economies grow, communities flourish, and there's a gap between men who farm and women who farm. What advice would you give for women trying to enter that industry?
I would say we especially at AGCO, see a lot of female power behind the farms. So offering those training and agribusiness practices to the farmers who are leading the farms behind the scenes is very important. And then I think from there, everybody has equal opportunities to succeed.
Well, you've spoken about artificial intelligence, working with agriculture. In a country like South Africa, where although the phrase is touted often, we're very far behind, according to studies by perhaps the World Economic Forum and the like, when it comes to actually implementing those type of technologies. Are we able to leapfrog, especially in the farming industry, or for a while will there be a continuation of the methods that are being used now?
I think when it comes to artificial intelligence and building digital platforms, we are all on the same level. We are basically, especially when it comes to agriculture, all starting from the same platform. So I don't think that there's anybody behind, and we're going to make sure, especially with our Agriculture Foundation, that we're not going to leave anyone behind, even in marginalized farming communities.
Okay, thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Metti Richenhagen from international NGO AGCO, speaking about all things food security, women, farming and sustainable development.